Good evening. I am the adorable Miss Sky Bunny, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins and our roleplay edition of it. So, you know me, I like to recap via storytelling and my beautiful Collete, so let's get back into it. We just escaped from a sloth demon's grip. We met a mage by the name of Niall, and were thrown into the Fade. So many things happened that my mind can't barely wrap around it. First of all, Alistair apparently has a family. He's never mentioned that before, although I did just get to know him. I haven't talked too much to him. And I guess that's not the first thing that you ask, is it? When I saw into my friends' minds, I saw what they fear. And it wasn't something that I wanted to witness. If they saw into my mind and saw my greatest fears, it would be hard to talk about. But we were able to defeat the sloth demon. Unfortunately, Niall was already too long in the Fade for us to save him. But the important thing is that we saved his soul, along with all the others that were trapped there. From his body, he told us to grab this litany. Apparently, it will protect us from any sort of blood magic. I am timid about going forward, not seeing how this place has been turned. But we've come so far and we cannot go back. If we can save even one life, if we can save the lives of those children, it'll be worth it. And I will do whatever I must in order to do that, to get that done. Oh, before we go, I should probably look at what we've got. Didn't get much. We did get some things for Wynne. Lily's a bit hurt, isn't she? It doesn't seem like those would be any better. All right. Oh, right, Lily.
As you desire.
Oh, I can't turn into a giant boulder anymore. Oh, damn. How disappointing.
It's a fight. Hurry up.
that hit him right in the right in the arse.
Of course.
Why? What is going on in this mage circle? I don't need her to be cunning. The bard's performance, replete with dizzying flourishes, is designed to distract and confuse. The target forgets who it was fighting and becomes disoriented. Let's pass a mental resistance check. Alright, well I guess enemy, any, usability, distraction. Why, hello, box. Oh, some treats for Lloyd. No more of you.
Enough. As you like. You should run while you can.
I almost walked into that. You would think after a zillion of these things that I might learn a lesson.
What is that?
What exactly are you so mad about? Oh, don't stand next to it! Oh, no, are you kidding me? Oh, come on.
Of course.
Get it. Ouch. That felt like it hurt. A crossbow? A crossbow? A crossbow. A crossbow? Never used a crossbow before, but yeah, first time's a charm. Do I have any crossbow? No, I don't. Oh! I found a better sword for Lily. Oh, she can't hold it. This one.
Chewing competition. It's embarrassing. Make a preserver. Be careful.
Going to have absolutely no potions left over for Uldred or whatever the heck his face name is. Well, we did it, but once again I say, we're not going to have any potions left over for what's-his-face.
Allow me. I could do that for you.
No, you can't, even though I appreciate your concern. What is going on here?
This trick again? I know what you are. It won't work. I will stay strong.
Are you alright?
The boy is exhausted. And this cage, I've never seen anything like it. Rest easy. Help is here.
Enough visions. If anything in you is human, kill me now and stop this game.
Oh, this poor man.
He's been tortured and has probably been denied food and water. I can tell. Here, I have the skill of...
Don't touch me. Stay away. Filthy blood mages. Get in my head. I will not break. I'd rather die.
You're not going to die, not if I can help it.
Silence! I'll not listen to anything you say. I'll be gone. Still here. But that's always worked before. I close my eyes, but you are still here when I open them.
I'm real, and I'm here to help you.
Don't blame me for being cautious.
I don't blame you, I was just in a faint.
The image is so real. Did Gregor send you? How? How did you get here?
I'm a Grey Warden. I'm trying to help save the tower.
Good. Kill Uldred. Kill them all for what they've done. They caged us like animals. Look for ways to break us. I'm the only one left.
Don't worry,
Turned
darling.
some into monsters and... there was nothing I could do.
No, don't worry, darling. In about 10 years, I predict you are going to meet the most beautiful elven mage, fall madly in love, get married, and probably have children, and one of them will probably turn into a mage. Your thoughts on magic will definitely turn. Although that's just something that I'm foreseeing. Don't take, you must stay strong.
To think, I once felt pity for the Circle. Now I'd like nothing more than to wipe their taint off the face of Thanos.
Your future child will probably be a mage, just so you know. I've heard talk of others, of survivors.
What others? What are you talking about?
Erling and the other mages who fought Uldred. Where are they?
They are in the harrowing chamber. The sound's coming up from there. Omega.
We must hurry. They are in grave danger, I am sure of it.
You can't save them. You don't know what they've become.
I don't understand. What are you... we can't just kill them all.
They've been surrounded by blood mages whose wicked fingers snake into your mind and corrupt
This
your
poor
thoughts.
man.
His hatred of mages is so intense. The memory of his friends' deaths is still fresh in his mind.
You have to end it now, before it's too late.
I want to save everyone who can possibly be saved.
Are you really saving anyone by taking this risk? To ensure this horror is ended. To guarantee that no abominations or blood mages live, you must kill everyone up there.
I cannot decide on that before seeing what's going on.
That is your choice to make, but I beg you to consider what I have to say. You cannot tell Maleficarum by sight. Just one could influence the mind of a king, of a grand cleric.
I do not want the blood of innocents on my hands.
I am just willing to see the painful truth, which you are content to ignore. Ah, but what can I do? As you can see, I am in no position to directly influence your actions, though I would love to deal with the mages myself.
Perhaps I can free you.
Don't waste time on me. Deal with Uldred, if that is what you plan to do. Once he is dead, I will be freed.
Stay safe. It will soon be over.
No one ever listens. Not until it's far too late.
Don't worry,
Maker
darling.
turn his gaze on you. I hope your compassion hasn't doomed us all.
Don't worry, darling. Like I said, you're going to meet a beautiful elven mage, fall madly in love, and probably have multiple magical children. Your mind will definitely be changed. You also become 10 zillion times more handsome. So, have that wonderful thought in your head. I know right now it's hard to accept, but Lily, you also will become quite lovely. Alright. I have no potions. Well, barely any potions. And yeah. This will be interesting. Oh my gosh. What on earth is he doing to them?
Do you accept the gift that I offer?
That is not good. What on...
Look what we have here. An intruder. I bid you welcome.
Why do all the evil people have a desire to talk so much? I think I'll just kill you if that's... yeah.
Fight if you must. It will just make my victory all the sweeter.
Don't forget the litany. It will thwart Uldred's attempts to control the mages and win this fight for us.
Right. Litany. Litany. When you go over there. Me? But I don't like the area that I'm standing in right now. I am not doing a lot of damage to this man.
Uldred's trying something. Make him stop him. I tried to be merciful.
According to the mages.
As you desire.
Oh, thank goodness.
So I shall.
It's doing 11.
Let's have at it!
It's doing 4.
Use the litany.
What to do?
Enough. Oh, really?
I'll add up potions. This might come down to me running around in a circle. Ah! Alright, time to run in a circle. While wind hits him. Yes, it is. And why is the first enchanter just standing there?
Now this should be
Ouch. You know, you could help. That wasn't too bad. That was actually easier than the sloth demon. Wait, why is it? What? Alistair! It's over. Did you have a nice nap?
as you desire.
So all you have on you is a great health potion.
Maker, I'm too old for this.
Irving, are you all right?
I've been better. But I am thankful to be alive. I suppose that is your doing, isn't it, Wynne?
I wasn't alone. I had help.
The Circle owes both of you a debt we will never be able to repay. Come. The Templars await. We shall let them know that the tower is once again ours.
Very well, lead on.
I'll need you to guide me down the stairs. Ugh, curse whoever insisted the Circle be housed in a tower.
You're still making jokes. I think you'll be alright.
Irving? Maker's breath. I did not expect to see you alive.
It is over, Gregor. Uldred is dead.
Aren't you happy to see him
Uldred
alive?
tortured these mages, hoping to break their wills and turn them into abominations. We don't know how many of them have turned.
What? Don't be ridiculous.
Of course he'll say that. He might be a blood mage. Don't you know what they did? I won't let this happen again.
I am the Knight Commander here, not you.
Well, what does the Knight Commander think then?
We have won back the tower. I will accept Irving's assurance that all is well.
But they may have demons within them, lying dormant, lying in wait.
Enough! I have already made my
Poor
decision.
man.
Thank you. You have proven yourself a friend of both the Circle and the Templars.
It had to be done.
I promised you aid, but with the Circle restored, my duty is to watch the mages. They are free to help you, however. Speak to them.
You mean the first enchanter?
Yes, Irving. For now, I will have to oversee a sweep of the tower. There may be some survivors, and we should do our best to
Of
tend-
course.
Please excuse me. And Irving, it is good to have you back.
I'm sure we'll be at each other's throats again in no time.
What a cute old man.
Here we are, the tower in disarray, the circle nearly annihilated. Oh, it could have been much, much worse. I am glad you arrived when you did. It's almost as though the Maker himself sent you.
I'm glad I could help.
From what Gregor said, it seems that you came here seeking
Yes.
allies. The least we can do is help you against the Darkspawn. I would hate to survive this only to be overcome by the Blight.
But there are so few mages left.
Do not underestimate us. Even one mage will be a great help to you. You have my word. As first enchanter, the Circle will join the Grey Wardens in the fight.
Irving,
Thank you.
I have a request. I seek leave to follow the Grey Warden.
When we need you here, the Circle needs you.
I appreciate the sentiment, Irving, but the Circle will do fine without me. The Circle has you. This woman is brave and good, and capable of great things. If she will accept my help, I will help her accomplish her goals.
I would be honored to have you join me, Wynne.
You were never one to stay in the tower when there was adventure to be had elsewhere.
Anyone who compliments me like that can join.
Service elsewhere.
Then I give you leave to follow the Grey Warden. But know that you always have a place here. There is much to be done here, and I must go. You must forgive me for not being a proper host.
I understand. Till we meet again.
When the time comes, we will stand beside you.
Maker watch over you. Alright, you.
I wish I could have gone with them. To fight.
Once again I say it'll be fine. Your future is filled with happiness.
It's over. Thank the Maker.
Alright, let's see what we've got here. Alright, we'll keep that for Lily, but we can sell all that. I believe we can sell all that. Sailor's charm. Someone's gonna be happy with the beef bone. And I'm not saying who. I'll give it to him when we get back to camp. Alright, so I believe we can keep that for you and then grab everything else.
You really killed all those abominations?
Well, I had help.
I didn't think it was possible. I thought we'd all die here.
And to be perfectly
I'm sure you
honest,
need
I'd
supplies
rather
after
never
that,
see...
don't you?
Alright, let's trade. Alright, so let's get rid of that, and that, and that, and that, and these, and these, and that, and not that, not that, that, and that, and that, not that, 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 not that, and that, and that, and not those, and this, and this, and diamond, documents, don't need those, and I think that is good. Wait, I don't know if I can make anything with these, so I might as well sell them for now. And what do you have? Do you possibly have 18 gold? I don't have 18 gold. I have 4 gold. Doesn't do me any good. I only have regular potion making, and I don't intend on getting more than that. Alright, well I guess that's all. Alistair, level. Oh wait, no, you need text for something. can't remember what, but you need dex for something. Dexterity 4. Ah. Yes. Let's see. I want this, and I want this. That's level 12, so we might as well just... Where's that out?
My men have scouted the tower. It's a mess, but the abominations are gone. You are very thorough. I'm impressed.
Thank you. The circle will be back to normal in no time.
In no time? Doubtful. But it doesn't hurt to be optimistic sometimes. I shan't keep you then. Farewell.
Farewell. Goodbye, Colin. Alright, let us go back to camp. Oh, it's been a long day.
The Blight. How will you end it?
We have to fight the archdemon.
Is that all? It is surrounded by an ocean of darkspawn. How will you reach it? If you reach it, how will you slay it? You say you are a Grey Warden. I have heard stories of this order.
And what have you heard?
Great strategists and peerless warriors. That is what we hear of the Wardens. So far, I am not impressed.
I am new.
Will you make that excuse to the Archdemon? Or the victims it claims in the
Fine,
meantime?
I get your point. I get your point, Sten. Leave me alone.
You are not quite as callow as I thought. That is unexpected.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Why did you come to Fereldan?
I was sent to be the eyes of the Antom. The Arishok asked, "What is the Blight?" By his curiosity, I am now here.
The whole world would. Do you have to report back then?
Yes.
So, what are you still doing here then?
I cannot go home.
Why not?
It doesn't matter now. Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting.
What were you doing in that cage?
Does it matter? Very well. I caged myself. A weak mind is a deadly foe, as you are no doubt aware.
What do you mean by a weak mind?
That is complicated. I came to your lands with 7 of the Beresad, my brothers, to seek answers about the Blight. We made our way across the Fereldan countryside without incident, seeing nothing of the threat we were sent to observe. Until the night we camped by Lake Calenhad. They came from everywhere. The earth beneath our feet, the air above us. Our own shadows harbored the Darkspawn. I saw the last of the creatures cut down, too late. I fell.
That sounds like what happened to me at Ostagar.
I heard the stories of Ostagar. Your kith stood their ground when others fled. No one can do more than that. I don't know how long I lay on the battlefield among the dead, nor do I know how the farmers found me. I only know that when I woke, I was no longer among my brothers, and my sword was gone from my hand.
You probably dropped it on the battlefield.
Perhaps. I searched for it, and when that failed, I asked my rescuers what had become of it.
Did the farmers know where it
They
was?
said they found me with nothing.
And then?
I killed them. With my bare hands. I did. I knew they didn't have the blade. They had no reason to lie to me. I panicked. Unthinking, I struck them down.
That's terrible.
I know I cannot justify what I have done. My honor is forfeit. That sword was made for my hand alone. I have carried it from the day I was set into the Beresad. I was to die wielding it for my people. Even if I could cross Fereldan and Teventer unarmed and alone to bring my report to the Arishok, I would be slain on sight by the Antom. They would know me as soulless, a deserter. No soldier would cast aside his blade while he drew breath.
Couldn't you search for it?
If I knew where to look, it would be in my hand now.
Where did you fight the darkspawn?
Near Lake Callanhad.
Don't worry, we'll find it.
Perhaps those words are empty, but thank you all the same.
Wow. Plus 16. Right, hello.
Something on your mind?
Has anyone ever told you how handsome you are?
Not unless they were asking me for a favour.
I also want
there
to
was
hear
that
about
one
that
time
sister.
in Denerim that those women were not like you. Why? Is this your way of telling me you think I'm handsome?
We can't just come out and say it. We have to tease him a little bit. My lips are sealed.
Oh, I get it. I'll get it out of you yet. So, is this the part where I get to say the same?
Not unless you don't think so.
Oh, I think so. I'll just spring it on you when it's a surprise.
Don't you dare.
At your service.
I have some questions.
Of course.
That's a good question. So, how did... No, I asked this one already.
Same way you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
Ha ha, very funny.
I do my best. What can I say? Let's see, I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
Templar? Wait. You don't seem like the religious sort.
You're telling me I was banished to the kitchens to scour the pots more times than I can count. And that's a lot. I can count pretty high.
Really?
The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
What? Why did she want to keep you?
I wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens, is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have.
I'm sorry. He was a good man.
He was. A good man who didn't deserve his fate. That much I'm sure of. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking. At your service. Of course.
What can a Templar do exactly?
Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. But don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana and disrupt spells.
That's pretty amazing. So, Templars use magic themselves?
You could call it that, sure. The Chantry doesn't look on it the same way, however, since really our talents only work on mages. Against a regular person, I'm just a guy in a metal suit.
But a cute guy in a metal suit. So, have you hunted many mages?
No, I never actually became a full Templar. Duncan recruited me before I took my vows. I was only present during one harrowing. The ritual that they test the mages with. It's not unlike our joining, really. And just as deadly. The girl they tested, she had a demon put inside her to see if she could resist.
That's awful.
And she couldn't. We had to
That's awful.
end it quickly. I have to say I didn't have much interest in becoming a Templar after that.
So can't other learn these talents?
Perhaps, but there usually isn't much of an opportunity. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given lyrium to help develop our magical talents, you see. Which means we become addicted.
That's awful.
And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves...
That's awful.
I'm sure you can put two and two together.
That's horrible. I can't believe they would do that.
Well, they do it, and they feel perfectly justified. You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templar talents more effective, or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The chance
I
that
like
you
the
do
source
let
code,
the
I think.
Templar get away either, so they can spread their secrets. I'm a bit of an exception. Lucky me.
You didn't like that very much, did you?
At your service.
I want to ask this question.
Of course.
So, if you were raised in the Chantry, have you never...
Never what? Had a good pair of shoes?
Don't make me come up and say it. You know what I mean.
So I do. Have I never seen a basilisk? Ate jelly ham? Have I never licked a lamppost in winter?
Now you're making fun of me.
Make fun of you, dear lady. Perish the thought. Well, tell me, have you ever licked a lamppost in winter?
No, I've never licked a lamppost in winter.
Good. I hear it's quite painful. I remember one of the younger initiates did it on a dare once, and there was pointing and laughing. Oh, the humanity. I myself have also never done it. That. Not that I haven't.
Can't we be adults here?
But, you know.
You haven't? I was joking. Oh, I see. You never had the opportunity?
Well, living in the Chantry is not exactly a life for rambunctious boys. They taught me to be a gentleman, especially in the presence of beautiful women such as yourself. That's not so bad, is it?
You think I'm beautiful?
Of course you are, and you know it. You're ravishing, resourceful, and all those other things you probably hurt me for not saying.
I would never hurt you.
Nor I, you. Let us be off then, lest your risque talk make my ears blush.
You're a very hard man to impress. Alright, Lloyd, guess what? I have a bone for you. Oh, whoops. Are you happy? Are you a happy boy?
Oh, why, you little...
What?
Your furry friend here took offence at me getting near his food. He spat at me, look.
Good boy, teach that silly Alistair a lesson. Why are you near his food anyways?
Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me.
Right, that's not what I wanted, but...
I once heard a really old legend about how the hound warriors in the days of the old tribe
What are you teaching, Lloyd?
feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished.
That's disgusting.
Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh. Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
No way. I'd never feed you another human being.
It's not cannibalism if he's eating it, you know.
That's right. You growl at him.
Look at what your fool dog placed in my pack.
And we look so happy.
A putrid, half-eaten hare is not something a woman wants to find in her unmentionables.
It's a thought. Why doesn't he share his food with me?
You're welcome to this if you really want it. The dirty mongrel can have this back. There. And tell him not to do it again.
It was a gift. You can't just throw it away like
I
that.
just did. I don't want it, you worthless fur bag.
Aww. How could you? I think you hurt his feelings.
Oh, he's just trying to be manipulative, I can tell. I do it too.
Right, I have something for you as well.
What? You found Flemeth's grimoire? Ever since we discovered the condition of the Mage's tower, I had wondered if it might be recoverable, but I had yet to speak of it to you. How fortunate that you found it on your own. You have my thanks. I will begin study of the tome immediately.
What do you hope to find within it?
Secrets. My mother has many of them, and this tome represents the one time that they were able to get away from her. I do not intend to squander this opportunity to learn more than Flemeth wished me to know. This should be interesting.
Interesting. Alright, let's talk to Lily.
Something I can help with?
What would someone like you be doing in Northerin's Chantry?
What is meant by someone like me?
You just don't seem to belong in a cloister.
Did you think I was always a cloistered sister? The Chantry provides succor and safe harbor to all who seek it. I chose to stay and become affirmed.
What did you do before that?
I was a traveling minstrel in Orlais. Tales and songs were my life. I performed, and they rewarded me with applause and coin. And my skill in battle? Well, you pick up different skills when you travel, yes? Yes, of course. Let's move on.
Interesting.
Something I can help with?
I'd like to talk to you about something.
Yes? What's on your mind?
You were, where do I get the bard thing? I want to become a bard. I've heard that in Orlais, minstrels are often
Where did you
spies.
hear this?
I read it in a history book.
And did you not think that this could be historical fact and no longer true? Not all minstrels are spies. Most are just singers and storytellers, but some of them are what we call bards.
What's the difference?
Many use the two words minstrel and bard interchangeably, but to do so in Orlais would cause misunderstanding. Bards are minstrels and more. Spies, as you say. Some say there is a bard order, but I don't think this is true. Many bards work alone or in small groups, doing the bidding of a patron who pays for their services. If there is an organization behind it all, no one knows who they are.
Patron? What sort of patron?
Nobles, mostly. In Orlais, there is much rivalry amongst the highborn. They fight over land, influence, and the favor of the empress. But they cannot do this openly because it is impolite, and in public they wear smiling faces and pretend to be civil.
Ah,
In
yes.
secret,
I understand
they
that.
plot and scheme to destroy each other. It is a game completely meaningless to anyone but its players.
I knew it. You're not just some innocent sister.
I have revealed too much, it seems, but it doesn't matter what I used to be. It is the past.
But why were you living a cloistered sister in real Fereldan?
I found myself in Fereldan and sheltered from bad weather in the Chantry. And when the storm passed, I just did not want to leave. I like to see the Maker brought me here.
Right, I need to know how to be a bard.
Something I can help with?
Can you teach me to be a bard?
That's an idea. I've watched you, and I do think you'd find some of my skills quite easy to pick up. Let's just go over there, away from the others. For safety, yes? I expect there shall be daggers flying about willy-nilly for a time.
Yay! I can be a bard.
Something I can help with?
I want to hear a little more.
Yes? What's on your mind?
Why did you decide to come to Fereldan?
My mother was from Denerim, and I consider myself a Fereldan. Mother served an Orlesian noblewoman who lived here when Orlais ruled. When Orlais was defeated and the common folk began to resent the presence of any Orlesian, the lady returned to Orlais. She took my mother with her. I was born in Orlais and did not set foot in Fereldan till much later. Mother was always telling me stories of her homeland. I think she missed it.
What happened? Why did she leave Fereldan then?
She had served Sicily, the Lady Cecily, for many years and was loyal to her. Cecily was a good person. She was always kind to me. Mother died when I was very young. Lady Cecily let me stay with her. I had no one else. She was quite old then, and she had me study music and dance to entertain her. It is unfair that I have more memories of Cecily than my mother.
What was Cecily like?
She was an elderly lady, very refined and proper. She had impeccable manners and taste, more so than a lot of Orlesian ladies. Cecily was also kind. My mother wasn't married and with child. It was scandalous, and Cecily had every right to turn my mother out. She didn't. Strangely, the only thing I really remember of mother was her scent. She kept dry flowers in her closet amongst her clothes, small white Fereldan wildflowers with a sweet fragrance. Mother called them Andraste's Grace. They were very rare in Orlais. But enough about that. Let us move on.
It was nice to hear about your mother, though.
Oh, it's been a long day. Rest would be welcome.
Are you all right?
Yes, of course. I am just a little weary. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken.
It's a little hard to miss yet. Wait, no. That's a bad one. No, you're a person.
Very funny. But in all honesty, I do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done.
You're not allowed to be done quite yet.
Oh, no. I'm not the sort of person that leaves things unfinished. I'll see this through, I promise.
Oh, she didn't like that.
Have you encountered many abominations, apart from the ones in the Circle Tower?
No, the ones in the tower were the first I've ever seen.
The first time I saw an abomination, my blood turned to ice. It was months before the nightmares stopped. It was the knowledge that I could easily become one of them that frightened me the most.
I can imagine that. Seeing that the monster that you could be is unsettling, yes.
One slip. All it takes is one slip, and everything you are is simply gone. Replaced by madness. And there is no turning back. Or at least that's what they say.
You have doubts?
Of late, I have begun to wonder if there is any way an abomination can be cured. Or if a mage could be so possessed and still retain their sanity, their humanity.
If one retains humanity, one is not an abomination.
Yes, it is madness and cruelty that define abominations. If those are lacking, if the mage remembers the person they truly are, then they are not an abomination. I never saw that. Thank you for showing me another way of looking at it.
Thank you for the interesting conversation. Alright, let's go talk. I can't believe I didn't talk to... Oh, she's studying her tome, but...
I await your command.
I'd like to ask you something.
So, full of questions, are you?
Have you ever been haunted by the Chantry?
My mother has been haunted from time to time, yes. By Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
I feel sorry for the Templars.
They came with as much swagger and arrogance as they did self-righteousness. Pity them if you wish, for they held none for us. Flemeth would warn them once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait. A little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
That is... Flemeth used you as bait.
It was a game, and I a young girl. If I didn't get to play, I would have been very upset. Thankfully, the Wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
Did you regret her? What exact? No, I know what that is.
Would they have regretted hurting me? I was a young child. Yet do you think they would not have gleefully held my head aloft as a trophy? There are no trials for apostates, no prisons, no mercy. There are only absolutes, so only survival matters. If the Wilds have taught me anything, 'tis this. First, you must survive. Do you disagree?
Absolutely. There are worse things than death.
Oh? I would ask what exactly, but I'm certain that would be a lengthy conversation, and suddenly I grow very weary. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
Minus 13. No. You know what? Whatever.
You're Did
I
Duncan
already
ever
talked to
mention
you.
me? But poor Duncan's. Well, no more. So King Olin banished the wardens, and he... But Drydens are tough. They won't restore our land. So I went to Duncan, I did, and I said that he could He also hoped to recover lost...
Alright, let's see if any of our weapons can be enchanted, yes?
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road. I'm
A Barry Crunch. Sounds absolutely wonderful. Oh, 7 gold. I almost have 7 gold. Can't use that. Well, let's see if we can enchant anything.
Enchantment?
No. Nope. I mean this. I guess we might as well.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat?
Let's see. 7. I don't think we can get 7, unfortunately. Alright. That's good for now. One more story from Alistair.
At your service. Of course.
So you said this Arleman raised you.
Did I say that? I meant that dogs raised me. Giant slobbering dogs from the Anderfells. A whole pack of them, in fact.
Really? That must have been tough for them.
Well, they were flying dogs, you see. Surprisingly strict parents, too. And devout Andrastians to boot.
Do you write, at least? I bet your mother's a bitch. Oh.
Alright, I give. I cannot match your rapier wit. Let's see, how do I explain this? I'm a bastard. And before you make any smart comments, I mean the fatherless kind. My mother was a serving girl in Redcliffe Castle who died when I was very young. Arleman wasn't my father, but he took me in anyhow and put a roof over my head. He was good to me, and he didn't have to be. I respect the man, and I don't blame him any more for sending me off to the Chantry once I was old enough.
Why did he send you to the Chantry?
Arleman eventually married a young woman from Orlais, which caused all sorts of problems between him and the king because it was so soon after the war. But he loved her. Anyhow, then you, Arlessa, resented the rumours which pegged me as his bastard. They weren't true, but of course they
that's
existed.
awful.
The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10. Just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
What an awful thing to do to a child.
Maybe. She felt threatened by my presence, I can see that now. I can't say I blame her. She wondered if the rumours were true herself, I bet. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall and it shattered. Stupid, stupid thing to do. The Arl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there and blamed him for everything. And
That's
eventually,
awful.
he just stopped coming.
You were young.
And raised my dogs. Or I may as well have been, the way I acted. But maybe all young bastards act like that. I don't know. All I know is that the Arl is a good man and well loved by the people. He also was King Caelan's uncle, so he has a personal motivation to see Loghain pay for what he did. Anyway, that's really all there is to the story.
Thank you. That was a lovely story.
At your service.
One more.
Of course.
Why have you remained a Templar if... Oh, no, this one. Tell me... Grey Wardens. You know, I really don't know much about the Grey Wardens.
Such as they are.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of questions. Alright, what happens now that there's just two of us?
I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Fereldan will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan.
Well, isn't there a way for us to
They'll
contact
send
them?
someone eventually. Though who knows what Loghain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Fereldan, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us.
Where... Is there a headquarters somewhere?
Here in Fereldan, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Loghain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt. Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfeld, 1,000 miles from here. But I've no idea how to even contact them. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim,
that's a good
I
question.
suppose the answer is no. There's nowhere for us to go.
Where's the nearest Grey Wardens from here?
That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away. If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches.
Every single Grey Warden
Again,
was in that
however, I
battle
just
in
don't know
Fereldan.
where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands. I mean, eventually we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right? But I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves Illyrium and some other magic, and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be two of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere. About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. At your service.
Thank you. Can I discuss something in private?
Well, we're in camp. Now's as good a time as any to talk, right?
I need to tell you how much I enjoy your company.
You know, I was just thinking the same thing. Given the circumstances, things could have been so much worse. I'm so grateful that you're you, instead of some other Grey Warden. That sounded better in my head. I just mean to say that I can't imagine having done this without you.
I feel the same way.
Now we just need to be rid of that pesky archdemon and everything will be back to normal, right?
Alright. So we learned Bard, which is awesome! We got to know our darling Alistair and our darling Lily a little better. And Wynne and Sten is very hard to talk to. We gave our darling Lloyd a little treat, so next we'll head off to Redcliffe. But with that, I think we're going to call it a night, and I am going to go to bed. Right after I make a note. So I will bid you adieu, everybody. If you liked it, please hit the like button and follow me on YouTube and Twitch, and I will see you later. Au revoir!